I'm here with Guy Kleinmann, the smartest guy that I know. We're going to be talking about a topic that is once more taking center stage, which is PCO and the prevention of it. There's been discussion in the past about whether we want to promote the fusion of capsule leaves or whether we want to actually keep them separate. Guy, I'm going to ask you to give us some background on it and then to talk about the study that you've done.
Thank you, Josh. Pleasure to be here. Well, we used to say that we have to have a fusion of the leaves of the capsule to prevent PCO, what we call the shrink wrap. But observation that recently were reported by Liliana Werner and the group from Salt Lake City on special design IOLs like the Synchrony and the Fluid Vision, which are lenses that separate the leaves of the capsule bag, and we expected them to have more PCO, but surprisingly there were less PCO, and then it raised maybe a new paradigm of opening the capsule as a prevention of PCO. So this is a new paradigm now, and we try to create it with a special design that we developed.
Tell me, first of all, what does the device look like that you're using,
yes.
and then how do you put it in?
So it looks like a ring, and rings were created in the past. Hara was the one that started ring even in the early 90s, and later on Nishi and Manepache, but the idea then was a mechanical blockage or stretching of the lens capsule. What we want to do is to create a ring that will open the capsular bag, and there are several special characteristics of this ring. There is a roof that will prevent the anterior capsule from going on the lens. There is a special design, a capsular band or square edge at the end. There is a special groove for the IOL haptic fixation, and what is more important in our eyes is the windows that we have in the side walls of the ring. So this is the special design of the ring.
So it's a band. It's a flexible band.
Yeah.
It has little slots cut on the
Exactly.
edges. Now, why would we, if we're putting this ring here, why do we need slots?
Okay,
and why does keeping things open work?
Okay, so this is we are not sure about the mechanism, but there are evidence and papers that published as back on 1994 in the IOVS showing that there is TGF-beta-2 in the aqueous humor, and the role of TGF-beta-2 is probably prevention of PCO formation, prevention of proliferation of the lens epithelial cells. So this is one thing. The second thing is work by Nishi showing that cytokines like interleukin-2 also has an important role in the proliferation of lens epithelial cells. So we think that if we keep the capsule open, we let the aqueous humor supply the TGF-beta-2 to the lens epithelial cells, we prevent the chronic long ischemia of the low metabolic lens epithelial cells, will prevent the cytokine release, and all of this will prevent lens proliferation, lens epithelial cell proliferation, and then prevent PCO.
So your thinking is if the cells remain bathed in TGF-beta and in cytokine, that you're not going to see the formation of
exactly.
PCO.
We prevent the cytokine and let them be exposed to the TGF-beta-2.
But do you have some biological model that you can test this on?
So we tested it. We don't know the mechanism, but we tested it in rabbit eyes. We manufactured these two devices, one from hydrophilic material and one from hydrophobic material. We tested two lenses, one hydrophobic, the Technis, and one hydrophilic, Hanita lenses, which are very similar in the design. And we had 6 groups. 2 groups received only the lens after lens evacuation, only the IOL after lens evacuation, and the 4 other remaining group received combination of the IOLs and the rings. And we looked at the PCO score. We evaluated them after 6 weeks in the rabbit in slit lamps, and then we enucleated the eye, we bisected them and looked at the Miyake apple view and sent them to histology. And the results were amazing. We saw 80% PCO prevention in all the methods, in the slit lamp evaluation, in the Miyake apple view, and the histology. And what was more important, that we saw that we prevent the Somerville rings formation. Somerville rings, as you know, are the precursor for the PCO. So we're speaking about primary prevention of PCO, not secondary, not IOL that blocks the penetration of the cells into the visual axis, but we're speaking about primary prevention of PCO. The cells are not triggered to proliferate, they stay in the periphery, in the equator, because we always have cells there, but they stay there. No one disturb them, and they not disturb us.
It's really, really cool stuff. Guy, thank you very much for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you, Josh.